All right, so Varus on the side of FPX this game. Ash, Callista, very aggressive bot lane. Thank you, Physicist, for your 5 community subs. Welcome back. Nice gifts. Thank you.
He missed a lot of sitting ultimates.
All right, so Kindred ban up against Milky Way, the classic, just banning out a bunch of junglers. And there's the Graves ban in the second rotation. Annie, interestingly, in the mid lane. Again, this team really does a good job of just everything is about Milky Way. He's having an amazing performance this split as a rookie. So why not just enable him with Karma, Annie picks, these things that are going to set you up potentially for success.
Individual player. This champion in this matchup, I think, is more likely for him to succeed on than others which he's struggled in.
Jax Udyr bans on the side of FPX. Milky Way's champion. We've had actually a very solid game on the Jax while he wasn't there.
Please don't take Best Damn League show and the Monty and Wolf show. It's the podcast I listen to since I'm an Uber driver. Fair enough. Henry934. What do your passengers think about our podcast?
You already had the Varus ult or the Annie ult would just be huge AoE team fight burst. You're looking for something that can help with the wombo. So now what are you going to get here from Milky Way? Now, he's not going towards the straight carry option, but his Shinzo has been very good at bot lane 3v3ing. And when you see the Varus Rumble versus the Callista Ashe, you need some...
Yeah, big time poke damage, big time engage potential with Annie. This is a very all-in composition. Super fun to see. They're going to go ahead and take the Vi, so they have some threat, you know, Vi, Ahri backline threat and flanking threat onto the Varus. Tons of hard engage on this side, too, with Ashe and Callista ults.
Are at potential at being a little bit overrun because Vi is not very good at those levels. It's locked in. I think the bot side 3v3 is absolutely where all eyes are, but I wonder if there's a level 1-2 plan from FPX.
The gloves are off, but considering Vi's in the game, the gloves are well.
It could be any support, too. True.
The gloves are off and the gauntlets are on. There we go. Perhaps that's the way to phrase it. Flandre debating his options. It will have to be a blind pick. Still worth noting that, strictly speaking, that Rumble could go top.
I think it potentially could, but honestly, with Life playing it so well, I think there's no reason for you to not do this.
Yeah, the Life Rumble support is very interesting.
Champions. It wouldn't surprise me to see him lock in something like that. Nah, which does well into the Renekton on an individual level. It feels like top lane will be an...
I Will Dominate said during the series that Milky Way is having the biggest rookie year since Faker. What? That's my opinion from Power Spike. Eckle. I agree with him, though. That was my take on our latest episode of Power Spike. That was a discussion that we had. I think it is the right opinion, though. He credited you. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I don't think Dom's stealing it. I'm just saying that is my take. And also, like, Dom is perfectly capable of coming up with that same take himself. He knows the history of the game.
Slowly eking out an advantage, that can work very well. However, Flandre has been good in the individual lane, so this is going to be a big moment for Shallow, who to use...
Yeah, Chovy did have an insane rookie year. That's true as well.
We all know how this game works. Anybody who has seen League of Legends drafted in the last couple...
All right, so we're back to Life's crazy engaged supports. Not going to be playing Maokai, but hell yes, here we go. Support Rumble.
Love lane pressure you could ask for. Everyone is turning up bot to the circus, and it is going to be blood sport.
And we have a couple of LCK exports in the LPL facing off again on distant lands. Ruler, Doctor and Life. I think the fourth player is missing. We don't know what's happening with that one from the LCK, but we have so much. It's a bit of a home away from home scenario, and they have brought all of the early knife fight potential to the table.
What they say when it's knife fights, it's quick, it's dirty.
So Life has played 4 games of the support Rumble now.
Raised last game from FPX. They said, look, we've locked in the Jace. If you don't turn up top, this is a free lane, and that should be good. And they didn't end up that way. There was pressure put towards it. The Zeri scale this time around, I think both teams are just going to leave that lane well and truly alone. There will not be that question asked because the answer is self-evident.
style of composition, much earlier game comfort for them, much more ability to snowball.
I mean, it is a very annoying lane to play into if you're Callista Ashe, because, I mean, this is a lot of damage that you have to deal with early on between the Varus and the Rumble. What's the strat as support Rumble? Dominate lane, run around the map, provide insane engage potential in the late game. And because FPX has a tendency to play more supportive or engage / CC mid laners like Karma, or, I mean, if you look at Care's champion pool,
now you have the cleanse in this game anyway. I think that
if you look at Care's champion pool for this split, you know, Azir, Nico, Karma, Annie. These are all mid laners that provide forms of engage and a lot of utility, right? Azir is not available on this patch, so we just kind of switched it up to some other stuff.
I trust Ruler to find himself in an interesting, to find himself in the safest spot he can. I just want to put that on the table because I haven't seen much lethality Callista outside of that. We used to see, of course, the the Sanguine Blade Callista top lane.
Oh yeah,
it's been Shy's favorite. I just want to throw that out there, just see if something can come of it. See that Shallow who's just sat here just throwing Qs into the bush as Calandria sat there and like, well, I'm not gonna let you auto attack me. I'm just gonna not let you get there. And let you
what are the implications of Azir being disabled for pro play? Lot fewer Azir picks.
However,
I mean, what else do you want me to say?
Not managed to get any wards into the enemy side of the jungle. Kanavi last game in early game did an awful lot of work. Let's see.
Hurts some teams more than others.
Both junglers matching. They're both starting top. They're both passive.
I thought it might hurt Gen G just because it's like Chovy's default pick, but I guess he has just got it everything, so it doesn't matter.
Skipping some topside camps. Of course, yet to be decided. It might not be the case, as you can see the Shin Zhao pathing towards the Krugs. To be decided. It might not be the case, as you can see.
So E start onto Rumble, guys, because you have poke and you can slow people down. Helps line up for a potential Varus poke.
So a big thing we said was that level 1 and level 2 kind of bad from Kanavi's Vi, because Vi just can't do anything until you have all of your basic hit, really. Not going to be the case here, though.
That's right, because Vi equals turd.
That one, brush vision taken by missing.
As my stream knows.
On the Rumble, you can get good poke, but it is not enough to deal with the Ruler and missing at the very early levels. Milky Way on vision, so at JDG know that they will have a safe phase of laning play. So it's not like Milky Way's coming in for a very, very early level 3 gank, and that works out for JDG.
You can see Milky Way's actually being very circumspect with his pathing, passed around the back of the red buff wall towards his base to get good access. And actually a very good trade there from Shallow, who with the early Meganar. But he still gets spotted because, of course, Hawkshot on Ashe is a thing.
Map hacks
so
are a thing.
There's just no way to avoid it. How careful you're being.
There are two champions which are just not fair when it comes to vision. One is Maokai, because he walks into your enemy jungle to put saplings there, so it's like a free ward there for...
Yeah, you love Hawkshot. Super fun ability.
But he still gets spotted because, of course, Hawkshot on Ashe is a thing.
Map hacks are a thing. There's just no... little while, and then of course there's the map hacks of the hawk shots as well. Life walking up, trying to get some poke. This is the worry that we had though. Ruler are missing when they really feel angry in games like this. They put on the early game afterburners and they say, all right, try and keep up with us. And they've locked in the Ashe and the Callista. Of course, Ruler just misses the Pierce there, which we're not going to talk about as much. But again, let's just see how much FPX can do to survive this. Life has done a good job of hitting a couple of these E's to make sure that Missing's HP is lower than it potentially could be. Kanavi now here for the bot side scuttle, but because the bot lane's been poked out, this could be actually a straight 3v3.
Is there power spike tonight? No, it's summoning insight tonight.
Around with the Vault Breaker, but Missing in a dangerous position, has to burn the heal. Kanavi has to flash out. On the other side, Ruler's ready with Doctam, could well win this one out. The arrow still lands. Doctam's got to be careful. First blood to Jinzhao. Missing is about to go missing, and now the posters keep... Has to burn the heal.
Kanavi now here for the bot side scuttle, but because the bot lane's been poked out, this could be actually a straight 3v3.
Kanavi gets hit.
Okay.
Becomes lightning will turn.
Q's down, and he still closed the gap with E. Kanavi has to flash. He's overheated, doing a fuck ton of damage. You cannot... Okay, guys. You cannot duel this Xin Zhao and an overheated Rumble with Flame Spitter up early.
Doctor's gonna be careful. First blood to Jinzhao. Missing. It's
Jesus,
about to go
Missing's gonna
missing.
die
And
too.
now the
Ruler's
posters
also
keep
dead.
flying. Oh no, JDG. The whole town
Oh
is in
my
the police station
God.
looking to find their missed loved ones. It's a disaster.
3 stars in the constellation.
Flying.
Gets a triple. Dear Lord. All right, let's take a look at this again. So we're seeing the top to bottom pathing from both junglers, and we are going for full clear on both sides. And they want to cover a possible dive that could come in here, but you know, honestly, these trades have been going pretty well for FPX. Like the having the harpoon spam has been working out at keeping some of the HP bars relatively low on the side of JDG. So it hasn't been quite as brutal because the Rumble, I guess, you know, one of the advantages is that, you know, he gets W at level 2, as we saw right there. So he can kind of weave in and out before they have time to charge up Hail of Blades and hit a bunch of E's. And then he can also trade with his shield, Scrap Shield.
To survive this, Life has done a good job of hitting a couple of these E's to make sure that Missing's HP is lower than it potentially could be. Kanavi now here for the bot side scuttle, but because the bot lane's been poked out, this could be actually a straight 3v3.
Kanavi gets hit by the wind, becomes lightning.
And Kanavi is here, right?
Because the bot lane's been poked out, to survive this.
How does Ruler take that much damage? Oh, he just takes a bad trade from Dokdam.
Of course, Ruler just misses the pierce there, which we're not going to talk about as much. But again, let's just see how much FPX can do to survive this. Life has done a good job of...
So Dokdam's level 3 right here.
Is lower than it potentially could be. Kanavi now here for the bot side scuttle.
And Life hits level 3 off this wave. And he gets hit by the wind, becomes lightning. Q goes over. But now there's no Q. Life hits level 3, so he actually has Flame Spitter now. He didn't have it before. And that's when he's capable of all-inning. He actually hits both players with W there, so now on his E reset, he's able just to dash immediately over to Missing. And Ruler flashes, but Milky Way has Flash.
Oh no, JDG! The whole
Beautifully played.
town is in the police station looking for find their missed loved ones. It's a disaster.
3 stars in the constellation of Milky Way. He makes an...
Why Doran's ring start on Rumble? We often see Doran start on support these days because otherwise you get bullied giga hard in the bot lane, even harder, especially by like Callista Ashe. So you just buy support item on first back. Yeah, I would really love to know what happened here because the wave bounces out and you would think Ashe is already in the river. So, you know, I guess Ruler was just playing too far to the bot side. And so, because the wave is right in the middle, Dokdam and Life actually are able to rotate first.
Dokdam's gonna be careful. First blood to Jinzhao. Missing is about to go missing. And now the posters keep flying. Oh no, JDG! The whole town is in the police station looking for find their missed loved ones. It's a disaster.
3 stars in the constellation of Milky Way. He makes an absolute mess of this bot lane, and all we knew about this game was that it was going to come down to 3v3. Shout out to Life again. Did a really good job of poking down Missing and Ruler, but Ruler misses like 2 or 3 crucial cues on the Callista in the lead up to that play as well. And FPX, they managed to win the micro.
Doran's getting nerf packs next patch. It's unique with jungle item and support item. That's probably a good idea because honestly, even junglers have been like purchasing Doran's blade, like Volibear first back. Doran's blade, like boots or Doran's blade Ruby Crystal, has been pretty popular. Gives you crazy pressure.
Falls apart.
Dice, nice job with the Vault Breaker. Shallow who goes down. They get something back to JDG necessary after the play bot lane went so catastrophically wrong. And I want to note this as well. Milky Way's the only one who burned Flash. Dokdam and Life still kept both of those in that skirmish. And Ruler are missing every summoner with the exception of a cleanse. That bot lane's not getting easier anytime soon.
No, it's not. And one of the real pain points here is
in the US, so it's saying up for Ramadan. You're doing the hack. The Muslim hack of just stay up at night so you can eat and then sleep all day. Nice.
We've seen less emphasis on jungle mid as a combo and more about jungle bot lane as a 3v3. Because mid laners can't roam. It's not like the Ace Soul that could roam.
That's the Ramadan hack right there, guys.
Season 6, been a long time since then. Life gonna walk up again. There's only a cleanse left.
Oh my days, the burn is brutal. Missing's dead as well, and
Oh, God.
Season 6.
This is so interesting, actually, guys. This is so interesting. See, there, now you can see the support item coming in.
Been a long time since then. Life gonna walk up again.
He just flashes on him. I mean, he knows they have no flash, so he just gap closes immediately. And they do immense damage. Serrated Dirk already onto Dokdam. He flashes forward too. Oh, Jesus.
dead as well, and FPX.
The overheat is so crazy.
This bot lane had
A hell of a lot. And where were you?
Yep, Doran's Blade, Tunneler Longsword. This is what you do, guys. This is what I'm talking about. With the 3 kills, you can get the Doran's Blade, which just provides you so much early game power in the jungle.
When JDG, the best laning bot lane in the LPL, got absolutely dumpstered by Dokdam and Life. We have had criticism for both of these players, but Ruler and Missing have been caught.
Dude, Life is popping off this
early
series.
game from the Rumble support has been absolutely destructive, and Milky Way walking away with a couple of kills and now handing the reins over to his bot lane as well has absolutely totaled this. 2-man Varus, 2-man Varus Q, everyone stacking up here to just take all of the damage. FPX's bot lane have come to life.
the overheated flame spitter doing unbelievable amounts of damage, and they just set them all on fire. That bot lane is just gone. There's 0-2 on both of them.
Yeah.
That bot lane, what you have drafted for has gone wrong. FPX are the ones with the big lead. Yes, Shallow, who is struggling in the top side, but frankly, that is a minor win for JDG.
Shallow, who has himself the cull, and he's just trying to get himself value. As long as he doesn't get blown out in here, I think it's completely fine. He doesn't have to be the split push win condition in this game now that bot lane is so far ahead. Remember, no summoners here. Life doesn't have flash, but they've stayed too long. Oh, Ruler and Missing, they've missed the memo again. Push win condition in this.
It's so bad too because Ruler and Missing need to get ahead because like Yagao and Flandre are just not going to carry this game. You know what I mean? And they're supposed to be winning this lane so hard. They are winning in terms of CS. Like the CS denial has been real, but dear Lord, just the kills. He's just barbecuing them.
They won't quite get it. They chose perhaps
Jesus.
the wrong target there.
Yeah, Ruler has to leave now.
Throws down a fair amount of damage back. Will still be but Missing. There's just nowhere to go.
It is very awkward that they go after Ruler here instead of Missing. They could have definitely killed Missing.
The wrong target there, actually. Missing throws down a fair amount of damage. Might survive, but Missing. There's nowhere to go. They turn on Ruler. The wind does become lightning. They won't quite get it. They chose perhaps the wrong target there, actually. Missing throws down a fair amount of damage back. Will still be Ruler 4.
I'd like to mention how heavily Flandre has exceeded non-existent expectations. Yeah, he's been better than expected, but he's still not good enough, is my take.
Crash either. That's the reason they were pushed up. They realized, oh god, what happens?
Has he been better than we thought after his break? Yes. Is he good enough to win a major international title? Probably not.
Vault Breaker comes on through. There comes the Season Desist. Flandre slices, dices, does not have the flash, and the Mega Knot is coming. I think Shallow can keep going. Milky Way's here.
Oh god.
Overcomes you.
All right, well they get the kill.
That'll be the reset on the ultimate. Who else is coming? No one as it sounds, but actually Care is here. Has got the ultimate to work with. Where is
Bam.
Tibbers? Straight on top of Yagao's face.
Forces flash.
On out, and they do get the kills, but it comes at JDG.
Pretty decent flash, or a pretty decent trade rather. But you give up grubbies.
Nasty stuff as Yagao has to flash away from it. Care doesn't get the most value out of that one. Sadly for Yagao, I have to mention this, doesn't have a Dark Seal. Went for the boots 2 very early on to try and survive against the Nanny. It just kind of sucks that you don't have that snowball potential from him because JDG need a topside snowball now. There is no time to wait. Your bot lane is already starting to get yourself into a game-losing position. How often do we say that about JDG? Basically never.
Yeah, CS is the CS gap is closed now because Ruler was forced out of lane and lost a lot of potential lane farm with that. Depends on how big the wave is right here that's being pushed in.
What do you do to come back from this?
Bot lane where Dokdam was down a fair amount of CS is right back to even. Still got the Kill involvement, absolutely everything. 100% KP right now. Milky Way in life. Head into the enemy jungle, and I don't think you win ever a 2v2 there. They're going to flash forward for the Fate's Call. This is the moment they're looking for. They've got the man advantage. Docdam's got nowhere to go, and Ruler gets something.
Okay, it's an overstep from Docdam. You can see.
I don't think you win ever a 2v2 there. They're going to flash forward for the Fate's Call. This is the moment they're looking for. They've got the
Pretty
man advantage.
disrespectful
Docdam's
when
got
you
nowhere
know
to
that
go.
Ruler has
Ruler gets
cleanse and
something.
flash up, and you
Okay, it's
used
an
your
overstep from
flash
Docdam. You
to
can
get
see that
those
Milky Way
kills
Life
earlier,
in bot
and life
jungle.
isn't there.
Wait, what's happening now?
Still got the kill involvement, absolutely everything. 100% KP right now. Milky Way in life.
Life is basically just turned into a Milky Way's assistant in this team. It's pretty funny.
And Ruler gets something.
Okay, it's an overstep from Docdam. You can see that Milky Way and Life were in.
Attica,
Right,
Attica.
what's happening now? Jigao.
Yeah, we just did Dog Day Afternoon on
Jigao
4Play,
wanted to
guys.
Go down to the roam there as well, and he didn't have himself his an ultimate. He could have used that on top side. So something back. Important there for JDG to not completely bleed out here.
Flash cleanse ult used from Ruler to deal with Docdam's ultimate. That now leaves missing dead to right. He's got a flash, but he just can't get far enough away. Flash wind becomes lightning.
Why do you need
Burns
Docdam? You
so
just kill him.
much to kill Docdam. Ruler to deal with Docdam's ultimate. That now leaves missing dead to right. He's got a flash, but he just can't get far enough away. Flash wind becomes lightning.
Definite waste of flash there, by the way. Hex flash in. As soon as you hit both of the,
Got a flash, but he just can't get far enough.
like, you know the Xin Zhao is there too. So you're not escaping from this, by the way, guys. You're not escaping from that.
And they burn so much to kill Docdam. They have nothing.
Maybe you forced Milky Way's flash right there, but it's possible you would have died anyway.
Gosh, it feels so unfair just having to play against Milky Way. He always finds his way into these lanes, and even against top esports, you know, it felt like FPX managed to tear apart Jackulov and Mako, one of the other best bot lanes in the LPL, because Milky Way on Xin Zhao went down bot lane and made their life a living hell in early game. This guy has managed to really punish some of the real old and great players of the LPL, and he's not stopping anytime soon.
What is it, Wuxia analogy, reference, there are heavens above the heavens, and the skies are being sundered by Milky Way, and he's a little higher, perhaps, than some of these JDG players right now. He's been playing so damn well. Milky Way down to mid lane with Life is here, who's running Hex Flash on Rumble, so we can do plays like this. Over he goes, lands the Electro Harpoon, missing though with level 6 just now, means they won't get anything more. It looked cool, but now
Yep.
who left
9 minutes, 10 seconds. Fully done, Sundered Sky. Doran's Blade, Boots 1.
No Mega Gnar here.
Feels pretty good if you're Milky Way. Oh my god, he's so close to getting Mega Gnar.
No Mega Gnar here.
Good timing.
Gnar under the turret. So JDG, they have said, all right, you can have your bot lane pressure. Let's see how much pressure you can take through the top side of the map. It is very much split gold on split members.
Do you get something there? He's got Mega Gnar an inch away, but the CC chain is impeccable from JDG. They are 9-1 for a reason. They are not to be trifled with, and for all we have been singing Milky Way and FPX and the rest of the team's praises, JDG are not without some bites. Only 700 gold lead. Really isn't all that much in it for all that a lot of the game plan's gone wrong. JDG now turning up in fourth bot side. The arrow goes wide.
That's an important cooldown missed. Missing has typically been...
Really isn't all that much in it for all that a lot of the game plan's gone wrong. JDG now turning up in fourth bot side.
Ooh.
Goes wide.
He dodges it while in his Q slowdown too, Docdam. Bold.
Very accurate with those arrows, but feels like everything's going a bit amiss for JDG today. They couldn't win the team fights last time. Their early game's been stalled out here a little bit too. FPX stacking up a lot of members for what is a very early turret siege, but the Dragon has spawned either way. I think they're just trying to pen JDG to their own side of the map, and we get a brief moment to cool down and just chill out a little bit and see what's going to happen after this point. JDG, they're going to give up another Dragon. We'll see what flavor of Rift we're on for this second game
I like
of
vanilla.
the series. You like vanilla? No.
Get with the first ice cream flavor that came to mind.
I don't mean, you can't go wrong with vanilla. It's an ocean rift, sadly. I don't exactly know what that would taste like. Sea salt? Sea
yeah,
salt?
it's Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, well, we'll see if this one's going to be a broken heart in the bot side.
It's looking a bit spicy and ice cream down here. In comes Annie. Care Bears in, both bot laners down.
Yeah, well, we'll see if this one's going to be a broken heart in the bot side.
It's looking a bit spicy and ice.
Yeah, it's just the
Well, we'll see if this
the
one's gonna be a
flash right on
broken
top
heart
of them.
the bot side.
It's looking a bit spicy.
Flash right on top.
In comes Annie.
No place to chuck anybody with that Callista ult. The torture of the bot lane is complete. Now you have to rely on a Renekton to win the game. I don't know how Renekton actually closes the gap against this team. They have so much peel for Varus and upfront damage in the melee that I don't really see how Flandre can use Renekton effectively in team fights.
Some teams, like FPX, even with the LWX and roster back then, did punish them by just hyper-ganking Ruler early and seeing if you could ever get off the ground. It feels like JDG, they've sadly fallen prey to that a little once more.
Opportunities, Swifties, tier stacking versus a bargain bucket. I think Ruler should be a player of the Rune King shortly. He's got all the components available, nothing else though. And the trade has been Xiaolaohu's poor life, and actually Kaz got to be very careful here. People are about to run into him, but he's managed to recall. No, I said he walked away in time. More people coming. Does not get caught on the OGN recall as we alluded to in the last game. And then the problem is, right, the gold lead is close enough. It's 1,000-ish gold. The problem is where the gold lead is and what do the compositions say. That gold is irrelevant when you look at the compositions because the bot lane is broken and you drafted to win bot lane.
You did, and I mean, you're still going to have Ashe ults, regardless of how far behind that champion is. Ashe ult into Vi, into Ahri, that can catch someone off. I don't think this game is as easy to close out from FPX because, let's be honest, JDG's comp last game did one thing. It did it pretty well because you have the Malphite and you have everyone else kind of piling on top of that. But even then, once you shut down that one win condition and that one play pattern, things fall apart with it. This game, you have a lot harder win condition to shut down, or a play pattern to shut down. You can't really shut down arrows hitting you. That's just on missing in yourself. Kind of judging those skill shots, the vision control can help with that. FPX, they're trying to contest once again one of JDG's specialties of this kind of shallow vision. These wards right here, the ones that we're seeing on screen, these can determine the game because that means that you have advanced notice on an arrow. You have advanced notice on live hex flashing out of a bush on the other side. Both these teams fighting for it. Herald is now up. We can see that there was only one squad of grubs. So much fighting on the bot side meant there was no time for the, as I like to call them, the grubby tubbies. The second episode was not aired today in this game. Now we get ourselves onto Herald.
Or telegrubbies?
Either one's fine. I think we'll have to bring that one to the network. Docdam has flash, has ult, might be able to catch someone. He's off of vision. JDG, be careful.
Channels changing very swiftly here. It's looking like some late night horror reruns right now for JDG. People jumping over walls and shocking them out of nowhere. And it will be no jump scares this time around. Herald secured, and JDG, they fought their way back from positions like this before. They are a consummate team of professionals and very talented players.
Especially in the LPL. This team is very hard to get under the skin of. You see that the Herald's being charged up. Life is going to be put in here. Is there any chance of a burst? Come on, there goes the arrow.
It's onto the charm, but the equalizer after is good. In comes a cease and desist, but Kanavi still can't quite get the kill. It's finally a 1-for-1, but everything burned just to go 1-for-1. The equalizer after is good. In comes a cease and desist, but Kanavi still can't quite get the kill. It's finally a 1-for-1.
I guess they killed Annie, but
burned just to go 1-for-1. Necessarily what you want.
Yeah,
he already got his CC down.
The one thing left is the Callista ultimate. Of course, the top laners were not that.
Burn.
Burst, come on, there goes the arrow.
It's onto the charm, but the equalizer after is good. In comes a cease and desist, but Kanavi still can't.
Did force the flash and heal out of Docdam though, as he was afraid of getting charmed by Ahri. Even though Care was the one who got charmed by Ahri originally, so I don't really know why he flashes.
Still can't quite get the kill. It's finally a 1-for-1.
It's not really cooldowns remaining to deal with him right there. Because the Ashe arrow was already thrown out.
Especially in the LPL. This team is very hard to get under the skin of. You see that the Herald's being charged up. Life is going to be put in here. Is there any chance of a burst? Oh, there goes
because they changed the arrow into charm, into vials. I don't know if Docdam has to flash there necessarily.
But everything burned just to go 1-for-1.
Did FPX beat top? Yes, but
actually everything burned on both sides.
The top game was basically top inting game 3. That was a top win, guys. They had a huge advantage, and then they stupidly traded Baron for game. Like, technically FPX won, but top looked like the better team.
He has cleanse, he has flash, he might shut down either way.
I don't think the cleanse survives. Over the wall he goes. He's going to try and rend his way out, and instead Nauta comes on through, and Life once again brings death.
Oh my god. Is this really a support? I know that conversation came up with Carrier. It's like, is he actually a support or is he just another carry? Life on this Rumble has brought that question up here.
I think like yes, for the purposes of my power rankings, I have top over FPX. Not only have they been consistently better, but I think they looked like the better team even against FPX. That was one of those moments where just like FPX won because of mind control and plot armor.
Dragging up in 30 seconds. When you can see that without life here, without flash, of course no ultimate for just now. Maybe JDG with their cooldowns coming up can look to force a fight.
To do that, Dogtown's not quite here yet, and that means FPX are going to be the ones that are second into the river. Of course, with the fact that Milky Way is so damn fed, his ability to face check kind of freely, relatively high. He's got himself a Warden's Mail and Steel Captain to quad AD cat or quad AD damage. Yagao alone, the only person who's realistically going to do some damage, and he's not got that much to his name.
Damage across the board, though, with first items coming in. Should be pretty high nonetheless. It really does feel like this is on execution. Yagao has ult, has flash. He's going to be able to force the arrow goes wide, and that's a big cooldown to miss. JDG, they have an ult from Yagao. Kanavi's not quite up.
Do you have a mind control emote? Yeah, that's a good idea, physicist. I'll get one made.
It's an ocean rift as well, so Life just walks back and eats some honey fruit, and he's just fine. Dragon, started by FPX. JDG want to contest. Ruler over the wall is not in this fight right now.
Kanavi charging up that Q. It is a front to back. No flanks on this one. Yagao will be spotted on that flank. They have a honey fruit. Shallow Meganar
does force the fate's call. Flandre's ultimate about to go down. Care throws down the bear.
Oh my
god! The equalizer damage is brutal. They delete
on that flank. They have a honey fruit. Shallow Meganar.
All right, I don't think this engage is worth it for JDG. Right? Look, their bot lane. Look at their positioning. Their bot lane is on the flank here. Care is kind of zoning out Yagao. Has his stun charged on the Annie. They're not necessarily giving up the game because it's just soul point and it's not soul. But Ruler and Missing need to take a long walk around in order to get into position. Ruler's not in this fight, guys.
This fight right now.
Charging up that Q.
And so this is already halfway gone. Xiao Lao, who is sitting on a full, basically a full Narbar, comes in, gets free damage down onto Missing. As a result, Missing does not have ult because Missing throws out his ult here. Terrible. Missing's arrows have been very bad this game, guys.
The arrow goes wide, and that's a big cooldown to miss. JDG.
They're still clearing out the mid lane, and so they hustle too much, and they get too eager heading into this fight. And there's nothing to stop Xiao Lao from just hopping in and engaging onto Missing here. So he gets a ton of free damage down. Forces the Callista ult early. Now you're getting stunned in the front line. Xiao Lao, who's going to turn Mega. Milky Way just goes in. All right, they turn onto this fight. He just drops in, uses W. Now he has... Ruler is challenged, right? And so Milky Way can pop his ultimate, knock Ahri back, and then they have this equalizer here so they can just turn onto the Renekton and finish Drake. It's a really good team fight from FPX. They play it very cleanly. Like, their coordination's very good. Playing around Narbar is very good.
Burn and pillage their way to what looks to be a clean 2-0. They will not go quietly into the night. They will claim everything they can. Soul Point, 3 kills. And they can't quite claim Baron because it's just too early.
The Phoenix fancies itself a spot of regicide. It kills the Ruler once more. In this, really get much going. Once again to note, there is no Ash ult. Missing has to sidestep, the winds become lightning, but he's put out a...
That was the second stun right there, by the way, guys, because Care drops Bear. Care Bear. Ha 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 ha.
All the same, no value on this Ash really, and the combo from Kanavi and Yagao can't really get...
Charges up his stun again.
There is no Ash ult. Missing has to sidestep, the winds become lightning, but he's put out of position all the same. No, there is no Ash ult. Missing has to sidestep, the winds become lightning, but he's put out of position.
Like, he hits 2 with the stun. That allows Milky Way to E in.
Combo from Kanavi and Yagao can't really get much
Gets
going.
good knockback.
Fire Assault to pin
Turns on to
Flandre.
Flandre. Just good team fighting.
The damage from the spreading ultimate. Nothing to be sniffed at too. JDG have not been able to activate the combo that they want. You know, when we're coming back into live again, you know, we have a 2 and 5 Kalista that's not really got much going for him. Doesn't have summoners either. FPX.
The comparison that I made on Power Spike is that Care is now the Bengi to Milky Way's Faker. He's basically there just to enable Milky Way's playstyle.
Where he can find some advantages, and yes, Flandre has got a lead. To what avail? What does the Renekton do this game? The Gnar is still useful, and you've got.
Can't wait to listen to 10 years of people telling me how Care is the goat of the mid lane.
A moment to attack
Now.
Care, maybe, who flashes away, throws down Tibbers. Kanavi has to flash. Flandre with the dominance trying to get something back. The arrow does land onto Life, who is dead. The turnaround, those immediately coming through. Liao gets over the wall onto Care and gets something here. Is this their moment? Can Jingdong Gaming get something? Milky Way, though, lurking for another win becomes lightning. Cannot get an audacious charge. Over towards the other side of the river we go as Doctor has to flash. Heal away. Shallow going away. It's currently a 2-4.
Kind of a fiesta in the top side.
From FPX is just so monstrously strong. A moment to attack Care, maybe, who flashes away, throws down.
They try to go in onto Kanavi, but this is not the necessarily. It's technically a 3v2 because the Ash Arrow comes in. Yagao is already here.
The turnaround, those immediately coming through. Liao gets over the wall onto Care and gets something here. Is this goes down?
FPX should have just bailed.
Flash Flandre with the dominance trying to get Care, maybe, who flashes away, throws.
When Kanavi gets out, right? They think they have more people here, but Missing's able to affect this, and they can turn back around with the Vi ultimate.
Is this their moment? Can Jingdong Gaming get something? Milky Way, though, lurking for another win becomes lightning. Cannot get an audacious charge. Over towards the other side of the river we go as Doctor has to flash. Heal away. Shallow going away. It's currently a 2-for-1. And JDG gets something, but Milky Way's back. A crunch, a wallop, a death. His Doctor has to flash, heal away.
I just love how he shows back up here. And he's the shot caller, so he goes in, he tells Jalao who to go back in. We got this. So they even it out.
My God, these fights are not stopping, but JDG, they have, for once in the LPL, met their match. 9-1. The one series they have lost is to Billy Gaming, the team we expect to be the best team in the LPL. Honestly, before this series, I was considering JDG to be the second best team in the LPL. But FPX, like they have done to so many other teams in this year, are asking questions. Flandre is strong. That's not something that we can contest at this point. While the bot lane fell apart, Flandre got a lot of gold for himself, and that's where things get a little bit awkward. The game
I think this is really the best case scenario for JDG, because in a straight up 5v5 objective contest, Flandre is just not going to be able to do anything on this Renekton. So getting a scenario where he can actually close the gap and skirmish in smaller groups is basically the best way to use his advantage. Because you saw how useless he is when the Mega Gnar is around and when they're actually set up for front to back.
That's all they get for their efforts. And imagine saying that FPX would out team fight, out skirmish JDG.
And there's something just very poetic at the fact that Life is doing it against his once upon a time lane partner of old as well. Ruler and Life, one of those historic Genji bot lanes of past years. He has really turned up and said, I'm putting the spotlight on myself. Most of the week to share, and it looks like Flandre, the veteran on the roster, getting a kill back.
Is good. Care finally dies, but he's done so much work again. The problem is all of these picks are coming at cost.
Jesus.
Looks like Flandre, the veteran on the roster, getting a kill back.
Is good. Care
I love opportunity, guys.
So much work again.
I love opportunity. I love opportunity as an item. Blam! Just a 500 damage Q to a tank.
He's got nowhere to go. Might be able to execute again.
Lost his first rookie of the week to share, and it looks like Flandre, the veteran on the roster, getting a kill back.
Is good. Care finally dies, but he's done.
I like how Life just flashes in, even though Sterix hasn't procced on Flandre yet.
And now look who
just doesn't give a shit.
Where does he go? He's got nowhere to go. Might be able to execute, I guess. Ari shoving in the top side. And credit to JDG, they are at the very least running people around the map. The problem is that Dragon's spawning in under a minute, and Kanavi is having to play Hayakati sacks.
And the problem here is that you can run from FPX, but you can't hide around those dragons, because you can start running them around and say, okay, it's not going to be about Dogdam, it's not going to be about... Are you also able to get into these fights in 15 seconds? We can't...
Under Renette.
Tankiness coming through nice and strong.
Not
Yagao.
optimized against.
Oh, he has to blow his ult early.
no.
Yagao, that's a problem. He... At this point, he's going to be running forward so quickly. Charm onto him. Again, that tankiness coming through nice and strong. Yagao. Oh, he has to blow his ult early. Yagao, that's a problem. He really needs to... Do they fight in the duration of the charm now? They get the combo onto Nah, but he's mega.
And just gets over the wall, stays alive, and they get a massive amount of damage back onto Kanavi. Milky Way throws down the Crescent Guard. Maybe I've cursed him slightly, but he will flash back out. Goes back in with the wind becomes lightning. Ruler can't quite get the kill. The health bars, though, from JDG. Higher than FPX is right now.
But they've used their ultimates, and you've still got Care with his big one, and you've got the life equalizer as well. FPX, they walk away with lower HP, but better tools to fight. Tibbers also stay out on the spot side. JDG think they're just going to lose themselves. The Dragon missing might even die to the double burn. He just about gets away, and FPX... They don't get themselves a clean fight, they get themselves a bit of a scrappy one, but they get themselves Ocean Soul, and this looks like...
That's an impressive fight by Milky Way. Let's watch him.
Coming through nice and strong. Yagao.
So he's out about a third of his HP.
Yagao, that's a problem. He really needs
He does force Yagao's ult. Engage on Djala, who Charm comes up. Kanavi is there. He gets Mega into the wall. E for Milky Way, then W. So he gets another two-man W. Then he ults. So Yagao has to walk up. Then he flashes out. So he's not actually taking damage from anybody right now, even though Missing's hitting him. Then he comes back in onto Ruler, forces Ruler's flash, forces Ruler's cleanse, and then walks away. The level of threat that this guy has in teamfights is just crazy.
You've still got Care with his big one, and you've got the life equalizer as well. FPX, they walk away with lower HP, but better tools to fight. Tibbers also stay out on the spot side. JDG think they're just going to lose themselves. The Dragon missing might even die to the double burn. He just about gets away, and FPX... They don't get themselves a clean fight, they get themselves a bit of a scrappy one, but they get themselves Ocean Soul, and this looks like... This could be the game-changing moment where FPX could see themselves over to a 2-0 against one of the very top teams in the LPL. What a scalp this would be to take. Start of this replay, Yagao forced to use his ult early, and that kind of informs the rest of this fight. JDG need to fight before the Ari ult comes out, and it feels like you really need to get something good out of it. But this is really not the situation they want to walk towards. The frontline difference is too huge. Milky Way's Crescent Guard makes it so much easier to play around this, and they can't finish off that kill, whereas Flandre, no such defense. Beating once again. They have
now Milky Way, even bigger threat with Ocean Soul. You can pop ult and then just regen a huge amount of his HP while nobody's able to hit him.
Purely on macro when they're behind the games. Now they're ahead. They have a lot of tools. They have an edge of 9 even on Dogdam, so he's much harder to pick off. They have the Ocean Soul. Baron's being started by Milky Way. He can't solo this, can he? I don't think he can. Not with this build. See that? That's a... Dogdam flashes forward. He's got the kill. To pick off. They have the Ocean Soul. Baron's being started by Milky Way. He can't solo this, can he? I don't think he can. Not with this build.
Dogdam flash Chain of Corruption onto Ruler. What the fuck is Ruler doing? They know he has no sums. He has no sums. He has no cleanse. And they actually get him in a pincer here. Interesting. Look at this, guys. So they're pushing up mid lane. Annie realizes that they have Pink Ward there. So they actually just wrap... Annie flashes for this, guys. That's a flash right there from Care. So Ruler is running away from the flash. Then Dogdam flash Chain of Corruptions. And they just stun lock him for the kill because he has no cleanse and no flash. That's a great play around vision by FPX, by Care.
And FPX know it. They
good call.
Immediately. Ruler burned everything in the last fight. So nothing left.
FPX trying to stop JDG from coming down the front and center. This would have to be a Baron steal and nothing.
I mean, is that an int? Like, is that an int for Ruler? They have mid pushed up. You have no vision around Baron. You can't just let them get Baron. How is he supposed to play this game on Callista, guys? He has to get through Meganar, Rumble, Annie, Chain of Corruption from Varus, and a Xin Zhao. Like, he could never walk up. The Callista pick is just bad here.
don't think he can, not with this build.
And the Flash Shirelias. I mean, Kerr has Shirelias as well, so Flash Shirelias, how does he escape? It's just a good trap laid by FPX on the threat of a Baron.
Play in the 5 versus 5, and FPX know it. They punish immediately. Ruler burned everything in the last fight. So nothing left.
FPX trying to stop JDG from
Like,
coming down the
if
front
we're
sector
being
is going to
honest,
be a balance,
unless they
and
Giga
nothing
Smash
short
lane, which they
of
didn't,
Konami.
Callista is really unplayable in this game because you will never get in range to auto.
It wasn't supposed to be a whitewash. They get one. It's life dead. Kanavi has to back away. Flash Wind becomes lightning. Does not land. They are getting something back, and actually, because of the initial kill, supposed to be a whitewash, they get one. It's life dead. Kanavi has to back away. Flash Wind becomes lightning. Does not land. They are getting something back, and actually, because of the initial kill, FPX cannot claim the Baron. You would think.
I mean, life is... Oh, no, I think that Kanavi is overstayed a little bit. They're going on to Vision. Charm lands. Is enough damage. They're looking for it.
He's got Crescent Guard, but watch for Kanavi. He can just kill Milky Way. No.
Oh my god, really?
Oh, no, I think that Kanavi is overstayed a little bit. They're going on to Vision. Charm lands. Is enough damage. They're looking
So
for
there's
it.
Charm.
Crescent Guard, but watch for Kanavi. He can just kill Milky Way. No.
So he knocks him back and then chains it with an E.
The Crescent Guard's there.
And now he has... Okay, they finally kill him, but the price is enormous, right?
It's just a Xin Zhao. It's not anybody valuable in so many ways because you know who's left. It's the Na. It's the Varus. It's the death of JDG.
And they try and part the ocean, call him Moses, but it's an ocean soul too strong. And the Red Sea from the red team sees them through to a scrappy victory. And they try...
Xin Zhao. God, but watch for Kanavi. He can just kill
Yep,
Milky Way.
he actually doesn't hit the flash Q either.
He's got Crescent Guard, but watch for Kanavi.
He's short on the flash Q, so he actually doesn't get the CC, so that means Milky Way can get his ult off.
Get the kill, but at what cost? It's just a Xin Zhao. It's not anybody valuable in so many ways because you know who's left. It's the Na. It's the Varus. It's the death of JDG.
And they try and part the only ruler alive, and he has no hope of trying to end out this game for himself. FPX, it's been a hard-fought last couple of plays. It feels like JDG, they've tried to thread that...
I think the Renekton and the... Even with the lead the Renekton got, the Renekton and the Callista are really very difficult to play into FPX's draft this game.
Get interesting though. Life gets a little bit separated. He gets massively caught out by the Vi Ori combo beyond this point, and that means that Life can't contribute to this fight. Flandre avoids the Nar CC entirely as well. This is about as good as you can possibly hope from JDG, and even then they can't quite end this off. I wonder if they should have just backed off from here, because this is the key moment. Great chunk onto Milky Way. There is a Vi over the wall with Flash, and he just misses it. How disastrous is that? If that Q flash hits, that is a dead...
He has to flash to close to kill him too.
And maybe the fight turns.
It's the molten shield speed up. He gets an extra step and he's just wide. That's how close that was, I think.
It is a game of not just inches, but like a tenth of a Teemo. It is so close in these games.
That Red Sea winning, and JD
not down, but it's life. He doesn't have a Zhonya's. He doesn't have a use that ends in a 2-0. It's looking like it.
Replay again and missing. Finds something. The slow comes on through. Yugao goes over the wall, and he has got a lot of the gold. The problem is, this Ari's had to go things like Morello's. It's utility build. This isn't a carry Ari.
Yeah. So, folks, again, housekeeping here. The nature of this scenario is that it is so tense. But when you're looking at these builds as well, Yugao is 5-1. Imagine if he had a Lich Bane. Imagine if he had a Magi in inventory as well. He didn't have as good. He didn't have the early Dark Seal stack for all of them. Maybe you would have lost those stacks either way. But you just have to think and wonder, Yugao, if he had gone less towards the utility.
Yeah, Life does deserve MVP for this series. He's been great.
You just need the HP, something to manage, but it's come at cost. How do you now carry the game when you're the one with the gold? It's not happening bot lane and JDG.
So often with JDG, it has been about can ruler carry. He's had a hard time of it though. That's another alt landing.
It's brutal. Kanavi just doesn't get to do anything. The Fate's call comes on through, but I think this Fate is a dodgy one indeed. You should have found something better at Lunar New Year, boys, because that one comes out of the shrine and
no king in this split.
How long will it take before people start to really
30-minute Elder.
Have to contest?
Another alt lands.
Oh my god.
Flashing alive, but so low.
Kanavi trying to get in a pit. Jello, who is here, is gonna Mega Gnar him. No shot.
Now the Elder Dragon about to be secured.
Live just flashing over the wall.
Running. It's fruitless. against Sloan. Shaola who throws a boulder in his face. And there is nowhere left to run, nowhere left to hide. Your kingdom is...
They are Milky
Amazing.
Way. They
This
are
2-0. What great games from
contenders, and they are
FPX, honestly.
working
They
their
played
way
really well.
toward the very top
This is actually
of
one of the more
table.
convincing FPX wins. There wasn't any fucking, like, weird mind control, plot armor bullshit.
Three-peat champions of the LPL.
What a series. Guys, that was joyful. I had a lot of fun with that.
As did I. I walked into today thinking it could be a 3-game series, but honestly, I thought that it would be a bot diff. I thought that Milky Way would be able to maybe get some fun
Best series by Dokdam this year. Not saying a whole lot, but he played better in this one, yeah.